Now we look at the second part of the lesson of al-mubtadأ wal-khabar. So in the second part, we are interested in looking at this column, alamatu i'rabihi or alamatu i'rabi al-mubtadأ, and also this column, alamatu i'rabihi or alamatu i'rabi al-khabar. Okay, so in order for us to learn to understand this, so we let us look at this subtopic. So this is called the topic of i'rabu al-ism. I'rabul ism. The word i'rab, this is normally translated as the grammatical status, and here we are interested at looking at the grammatical status of al-ism or a noun. An Arabic noun or al-ism is always in one of these three states. The first state is called ar-raf'u, the second state is called an-nasbu, and the third state is called al-jarru. Ar-raf'u, an-nasbu, al-jarru. When the word is in the state of ar-raf'u, it is called marfu'. When the word is in the state of an-nasbu, it is called mansub. And when the word is in the state of al-jarru, it is called majrur. You might wonder, why do we need to know the state of the word? Okay, the importance of knowing the state of a word is because a word can have a different ending. So let's see, what do I mean by a different ending? So we take an example. For example, the word al-qalam. Al-qalam, which means the pen. So the word al-qalam, sometimes you will read al-qalamu. Okay? Sometimes you will read al-qalama. And sometimes we will read al-qalami. So this word, the ending of the word will change according to the state of the word. So for example, if the word is in the state of rafa, or we call it marfu', then it will take this ending. You will say al-qalamu. If the word is in the state of nasab, or we call it mansub, then the word will end with this ending. So we read al-qalama. And when the word is in the state of al-jar, or we call it majrur, then the word will end with this ending. We read al-qalami. With that, let us go back to our lesson of al-mubtadأ wal-khabar. So here, if you look at the qa'idah, okay, the grammar rules, it says al-mubtada'u ismun marfu'. So in the first part of the lesson, I skipped this word, marfu'. So now we know that mubtada is a noun and it must be in the state of marfu'. Okay, so that is the hukum, or that is the state of al-mubtada. And if you look at the khabar, khabar ismun marfu' as well. So which means that khabar is also in the state of marfu'. So when the khabar is in the state of marfu', as we can see in the example of al-qalam, we say that if it is in the state of marfu', then you will end it with a dhamma. Okay, so this is what we want to see now. Let us look at the examples. The first example, we look at the word Muhammad. So here they said Muhammad is the mubtada. So what is the state of mubtada? So just now we said mubtada is marfu'. Mubtada is marfu'. So when something is marfu', so what is the sign, or what is the alama, what is the ending of the word? The word, if it is marfu', it will end with a dhamma. So what is a dhamma? This is a dhamma. So you have to say Muhammadun. You cannot say Muhammadan or Muhammadin. Okay, so I repeat. The word Muhammad in this sentence is a mubtada. And according to our lesson, mubtada is marfu'. It is always in the state of rafa or marfu'. So when something is marfu', you will end it with a dhamma. Therefore, we read Muhammadun. We go to the word mu'addab. In this sentence, the word mu'addab is the khabar, the predicate. So what is the state of the predicate? So from the lesson, we know that al-khabar is also marfu'. So when something is marfu', so what is the ending of the word? Yes, the ending of the word is dhammah. Therefore, you have to read mu'addabun, and we cannot say mu'addaban or mu'addabin. Let us look at another example. Example number 2. So this is also similar to example number 1. Az-zahratu. Az-zahratu, this is the mubtada. And from the lesson, mubtada is marfu'. And when something is marfu', we end the word with a dhamma. So we read az-zahratu. And the difference between number 1 and number 2, here it is only one dhamma. And in the example number 1, we have 2 dhamma or tanween, Muhammadun. The reason why do we have tanween here is because you don't have alif lam, al. But whenever you have alif lam, al, we don't put the tanween. We just put a single dhamma. We go to the word jamila. In this sentence, jamila is al-khabar. So from the lesson, khabar is marfu'. And when something is marfu', we end it with a dhamma. So we read jamilatun, not jamilatan or jamilatin. Okay, we go to example number 5. Okay, I skip so these 3 examples because they will have different ending. Now we look at number 5. Al-mudarrisatu mukhlisatun. Al-mudarrisat, this is the mubtada, and as usual we say mubtada is marfu'. So when something is marfu', we end the word with a dhamma. So we say mudarrisatu. And the word mukhlisat, mukhlisat is the khabar. So again, khabar is marfu'. So when something is marfu', you end the word with a dhamma. So we say mukhlisatun. And the same goes to number 6. Al-kutubu. So why do we read with a dhamma? Why do we say kutubu and not kutuba? Because this is mubtada. The word kutub is mubtada, and mubtada is marfu'. And when something is marfu', you end the word with dhamma. That is why we say al-kutubu. And the word mufidatun, which is the khabar, mufidatun, khabar, and khabar is also marfu'. So when it is marfu', you end the word with a dhamma. So in this example, 1, 2, 5, and also 6, we see that when the word is in the state of marfu', you end it with a dhamma. So dhamma is the alama for a word which is in the state of rafa or marfu'. Next, we look at this example. Ar-rajulani mahirani. So the word ar-rajulani, this is the mubtada. And as from the lesson, mubtada is marfu'. And what we have learned earlier, we say marfu', we will end the word with a dhamma. But if you look at the word rajulani, okay, do you see any dhamma? There is no dhamma, because this is a muthanna word, two men. So ar-rajulani, so this word you cannot put a dhamma, you cannot say ar-rajulanu. So it is always ar-rajulani. So what does this mean? This means that the dhamma is not applicable for this word. So we cannot say marfu' bi dhamma anymore. Here we need another sign. Okay, we need another sign for this word, for musanna word. So what is the sign? So here they say ar-rajulani, this is marfu', and the sign is by having the alif. And please remove this word isnain. The word isnain here is wrong. So it is only the alif. Okay, the same goes to this one, alifu alisnain. and also this one. You might wonder why in this example ar-rajulain, ar-rajulani, it is marfu with al-alif and not with a dhamma anymore. Okay, to understand that, okay, let us look at the word rajulan. So the word rajulan, this is from the word rajul, okay, one man, and when you want to say two, you have two versions. The first version is rajulani, okay, by having the alif, and the second version, okay, we have rajulaini by having this ya. Okay, so the first version is with the alif, rajulani, and the second version is with the ya. So when do we use the alif? So here from this lesson we know that the alif is used when the word is in the state of marfu. So therefore in this sentence you say ar-rajulani instead of ar-rajulaini. Next we look at the word mahirani. Mahirani, in this jumla or in this sentence, this is the khabar, and khabar is always marfu. So when something is marfu, so now we know that since this is musanna word, this is two expert people, then you have to end the word with alif. So alif here means that you have to use the version with the alif and not the version with a ya. The version with a ya is like this, mahiraini, which also means two experts. Next we go to al-jumla al-thalitha, at-talibatani nashitatani. So the word talibatani, this is also mubtada and it is marfu', and when something is marfu', so now we have two signs. The first sign is dhamma, the second sign of is alif. So in this case, which one do we use? Do we use dhamma? No. In this case we have to use the alif because this is musanna word. So again, as we have seen just now, musanna, you always you have two versions. The first one is with the alif, talibatani, and the second one is with the ya, talibataini. So since this is a mubtada and it is marfu', so we have to use the first version, which is having the alif. Nashitatani, nashitatani, this is the khabar. Khabar is also marfu'. So marfu', the sign of marfu' is also an alif because this is a musanna word. And finally we look at al-jumlatul rabi'ah, al-mudarrisuna mukhlisuna. The word al-mudarrisun is the mubtada in the sentence, and mubtada is marfu'. So when something is marfu', now we know that there are two signs. The first is the dhamma, the second is the alif. So we always try to use the first alama, which is the dhamma. For this word al-mudarrisuna, this is a jama' word, and to be specific, jama' mudzakkar salim. Okay, the jama' mudzakkar salim, which ends with this waw and nun. So we cannot put a dhamma, and we cannot say mudarrisunu. So here this tells us that dhamma is not applicable. Can we use the second alama, which is the alif? So as we have learned earlier, alif is only for musanna. So now since this is not musanna, this we need another sign, and here they said that the sign is waw. So this is the waw that we are talking about. And as what we have seen in musanna, musanna has two versions. So the same goes to jama' muzakkar salim. So for jama' muzakkar salim, in this case it is the word mudarris. The jama' is either in this form, mudarrisuna, where you use a waw, and mudarrisina, mudarrisina, where you use a ya. So when do you use the waw? So from this lesson, it tells us that when the word is in the state of marfu or in the state of rafa, then you have to use a waw if it is jama' muzakkar salim. So therefore, we say mudarrisuna and not mudarrisina. And the same goes to mukhlisuna. This is also a jama' muzakkar salim. Okay, so since this is now a khabar, and khabar is marfu', then you have to end with, okay, with the waw, meaning that you have to use the waw version instead of the ya version, which is mukhlisina. Now I want to show you the summary, okay, the summary of the signs or the alamat that we have seen so far. So as we have mentioned, a word, if it is in the state of rafa or marfu', such as mubtada and also khabar, so we will end the word with several signs. The first sign or the primary sign is a dhamma, okay, a dhamma. But if the word is in the form of musanna, then you have to use the version that comes with an alif, okay. So alif is the sign of marfu' when the word is musanna. And finally, the third alama, which is the waw. So this is if the word is in the form of jama' muzakkar salim. So when the word is jama' muzakkar salim, then you have to use the version that comes with a waw.